Where's Pierre?
I'm right there at the bottom.
Can't see him. Am I supposed to be able to see him?
Yeah. Y'all ready?
Yep.
Lawton Fort Seal. It is our second edition of the Friday Five. I am Jay Neal, and of course, everybody introduce yourself.
Kristen Rachelle with New Country 98.5.
Your boy DJ Xman with the Friday show. I should say not the Friday show, but the X Factor show, 97.9 Jams.
And you got Pierre The Don with you right here from Heart and Soul 93.7.
Lawton Fort Seal, we would like to welcome everybody into the Friday Five. And our topics for today are going to be national music, community, and movies. But right now, today is Friday, of course. So we're going to talk about the boycott that went down Wednesday with the NBA, Major League Baseball, Major League Soccer, NHL. I mean, you name it, it is going down. And I want to know what your opinion is as far as these young men taking a stand as far as boycotting and possibly losing money because of taking a stand about what is going on in our country. And I will start with you on that one, Xman.
Bravo to them. They're not worried about the money. They got all the money they need. They're millionaires. They're billionaires. What they want is justice. That's all what they want. Abide by the Constitution. Let us be Americans here and not others here in America. That's my opinion.
Kristen?
I think it's awesome that they're in a position to be able to boycott. Like Xman said, they're millionaires. What do they need the money for? That's great. But I really would like baseball to come back. So I don't know. Kind of torn.
Pierre?
Yeah, I'm glad they are taking a stand and standing for something during all this because, you know, if they were to keep on going or whatever, it would just look like they, you know, don't have any input or care. But the fact that they're showing that they can do that, you know, that means a lot.
Yeah, I applaud them. And for those that don't know what we're talking about is an incident that went down in Wisconsin, and a young man was shot in the back 7 times. We're just 3 months away, 90 days, if you count it. It's been 90 days since we went through this with George Floyd. And you would think that the situation with our police force in America would get better. But it shows that sometimes you just have to take a stance to make your voice be heard. And for these young men to do that, and it's just not for the NBA, it's the WNBA, Major League Soccer, even hockey, of all sports, hockey. They even took a timeout to even acknowledge what is going on in our country, and they're asking for change as well. I think it starts from the top down. The importance, and I can't say this enough, the importance of voting. It is very, very, very important. We have to do our due diligence as far as when we're voting for certain individuals to represent us in our nation's capital, as far as like the Senate, the House of Representatives. But it just doesn't start there. It starts back at home. You know, it starts with our judges, our county sheriffs. It starts with our city officials. It starts right there from where we live to the top. And until we get some type of change, because like you said, Xman, the Constitution was written for all of us, even though we know the history on the Constitution, because they always claim about the founding fathers. Well, for one, this country wasn't founded. It was already founded. It just came over and took it. But the thing is, to write a Constitution to say that all men are equal and women, it doesn't matter your race, your creed, your color. If we're going by something that it was written for all Americans, then that means it should apply to everybody. But now it seems like we're living in a country where it's only good for certain individuals or certain demographics or certain how can I say this and be politically correct? It's all about the status that you have, and I just want to see some type of change happen, because we all know how the police department was formed. We all know how that was formed. If you don't know how it was formed, please go back and read your history. But we are in 2020. we are into a different century, and we're still going through these same issues. And I just want to see some change. I've always sit there and said that I wanted to see players take a stance. Well, this is one stance that I have never thought I would see. And right in the middle of a playoff, yeah. How do y'all feel about that? I mean, I know you gave me your input, but how do you really, really feel?
I'll go ahead and kick it off. I feel angry.
Okay.
Feared. And why should I feel feared in a country that's supposed to be called the land of the free?
And you was in the military. So, I mean, honestly, I mean, you fought for this country. You put your life on the line for this country. And to see this every single day, I mean, how do you feel?
It hurts. It really does. It really does. When I see it on the news and how certain people want to flip the script around on it, it hurts. And then, like, even, you know, getting in my car, driving to work, I see a police officer, it strikes fear in me because I never know what's going to happen to me.
I know you're feeling. Pierre?
Yeah, for me, it's about the same. It's just, you know, I feel I have to be on extra P's and Q's when I'm out there, but I'm grateful to be able to make it back and forth safely, you know, without any incidents or anything happening.
Kristen?
I think everybody right now feels like that. The deal with the police is they have always had too much power in a sense. You know, you get that badge and it automatically gives people, they feel like they have the right to act a certain way, you know, you have to respect them more than you do others. And that's not true. You know, they should get the amount of respect that everybody should get, and they shouldn't, you know, be required or allowed to ask more than that. I think they have more than that.
That is true. That is true. Okay, well, we got that topic situated, all taken care of. Now let's get into music. And Kristen, we're going to start off with you. You came up with an idea. We was discussing. We have, you know, we sit down and we have our meetings and we discuss what we're going to talk about. And we was going to talk about music, but then you came up with an idea of talking about funny lyrics in music. And you are right. There are certain songs out there that is just funny as all outdoors. And I cannot believe that some of those songs made it on the air or made it, period. So what type of song that you found that got some funny lyrics in it?
Okay, so country music is full of really cheesy, just ridiculous songs. But I have to say, Achy Breaky Heart is by far, it might not be the worst now, but it's the one that stands out in my mind. Okay, I'm going to read some of the lyrics, okay?
Okay.
You can tell your mom I moved to Arkansas. You can tell your dog to bite my leg. Or tell your brother Cliff, whose fist can tell my lips, he never really liked me anyway. It's really simple songwriting. It's so simple. You get caught up in a melody and you're, oh yeah, I like that. And then you read the words and you're like, really? I don't know if I can listen to that anymore.
I think the funny song to me, when it came out, and especially when I seen the video, was MC Hammer with pumps with pumps and a bump. When I first,
Jay, we were talking about that, wasn't we?
yes, pumps and a bump. So basically, the whole song is about a woman with some pumps on and a butt. Like, is that the whole song? Like, I mean, what are you trying to say? You know, I mean, like, really? Huh?
Read some lyrics.
I don't have the lyrics in front of me right now, but I do remember the song. And those are the words that stick out the most because 90% of the song is basically what he's saying, pumps and a bump. And if you've never seen the video, it's very graphic. And it's just funny to me that certain songs make it on the air. And that was one of them that actually really made it on the air. So that was just basically funny to me. Like, I can just go out there and say, I'm going to make a song about a woman wearing some high heels and she's got an onion butt or whatever. And that's the #1 hit. That is just crazy to me.
We're easily entertained, I guess.
I guess so. What about you, X?
I agree with you, the pumps and the bump song. And it kind of took me back between that one and Baby Got Back.
Yes.
Baby got
Yes.
back. So I'm saying to myself, okay, what is this song today? And then I got to watching the video, and my eyes got about as big as like, okay. He's talking about, red beans and rice didn't miss her. I'm like, wait a minute. He's actually talking about the thickness of a girl's butt.
Yeah. And it made it came close to making number one.
And then here Nicki Minaj flipped it up and put it in her song with Anaconda. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pierre.
Yeah, a song that I just played yesterday on Heart and Soul, "Just Be Good to Me" by SOS Band. I listened to the lyrics in that one, and she's just like, I don't care about the other girls, just be good to me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh. So you basically saying you okay with being a side chick, but
Oh.
she okay with being a side chick, but you know what I'm saying, but she okay with it. I mean, like, man, come on. Like, some of these lyrics in these songs are just outrageous.
And it's crazy because it's such a real situation, but
it really is. I mean, at this time and age, most people want to be the side person. They don't want to be the main person.
Oh, man.
They don't want to deal with the headache. So with a song like that pretty much just puts it out there saying, okay, I'm okay with being a side chick. You don't mess with them other girls. Go ahead.
To add on, Jay, to add on with that, though, it's just like, what's that one song say? Boyfriend number 2.
You sure
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
See, Kristen, you just started something with this one. Man, I tell you, when we're having so much fun, time flies by. But we're going to go ahead and move into our next topic. And our next topic is going to be about the community.
Okay.
What's going on in the community and Lawton Fort Sill that you know, and what is going on this weekend? Can you name anything that is going on this weekend, Kristen?
Yeah, we've got at Bud's on 67th Street. We have got a remote that's going on Saturday. So they're going to have, I think, like $25 patient drives. So you'll be able to get your cards, renew them, everything there at Bud's. And what's kind of cool is, it's going to be hot Saturday. They've got this brand new slushie out. And we're all very aware that I'm acquainted with it. But they've got themselves a slushie machine, and you got to be there on Saturday. Come hang out with us and see the product.
Absolutely. X, what's going on this weekend in the community?
I think we have a live remote this Friday at Nissan of Lawton.
11 to 1.
From 11 to 1, you can come out there, and they got great deals that's going on. Go see the great guys out there, and drive your way with a nice vehicle, man. It's that fall, get ready to hit that fall season. We got everybody, heading or already back in school. So there's nothing greater than to get that new vehicle. The inventories get ready to go away because they got to bring in the 2021s. May catch you a good deal. Just saying, come on out there, Nissan and Lawton from 11 to 1, right there on Gore.
Pierre?
I believe, I don't have it with me right now, but there's something taking place at Ice Trays this weekend. It's the Bead. That's going to be with the Business Excellence. I forgot the rest of the letters, but yeah, that's going to be taking place this Saturday for local businesses and everything to discuss their businesses and Black businesses as well going on. I want to say at 6 o'clock on Saturday.
Okay. There's another thing that's going on right now in the community. I don't know if you heard about it or not, but the former city councilman is facing his trial for the embezzlement. I mean, do y'all remember that when we had the city council voting going on? Yes, his trial is actually going on right now. And I was reading through some of the charges and what went down with that to the point where he got charged. That's what, okay, as I know we're on the community thing, but it with the times and the ways that we're living right now, it's kind of hard to give your money to an organization that you think is going for a good cause, no matter if you agree with the cause or not. And stuff like this makes people iffy. if that makes any sense, as far as trying to help out for a good cause. When you're in your mind, you're thinking, is this going for that cause, or is this going into your bank account? So that is one of the things that are going on right now in our community. Also, the city council approved furlough paybacks, a plan. I guess the employees for the city was furloughed, so they're trying to figure out how they're going to pay those employees back. So that's another thing that is going on in our community. And another thing that is going on in our community right now, an agreement with LPS will allow city to upgrade tennis courts. So if y'all have seen those tennis courts in Lawton, have y'all even took a look at them?
Yes, I have. The
They're
one
horrible.
there by Greer, they call it Greer Park, the tennis court that's over there on 38th Street, I believe.
They also got one right off on 9th and Washington, where Washington Elementary is.
Yes.
There's a tennis courts down the street from there. Our city parks and our city recreational areas are horrible. I'm just gonna put it out there. They're horrible, and I think our city council needs to do better. Now, with them doing this, it's showing that's what Lawton Public School System. It's not with the city of Lawton itself. The Lawton Public School System is doing this, but I think the city of Lawton needs to do more to upgrade, especially with these roads and residential areas. Now, you can tell on certain parts of town, roads look immaculate. But then there's other parts of town that's been here longer before these other additions was built are all horrible. If you got a low rider car, you might as well hang up going down those type of roads because you're finna tear something up.
Absolutely.
So that is what's going on in our community as of right now. Now, the topic that we need to talk about is movies and TV shows. Now, X, I'll let you start that one off.
All right. So the movie I want to talk about is I watched this movie on Netflix called The Old Guard. And it talks about basically a group of people who don't die. And they were born back way back into like the Camelot days. And they're in modern, like in today's form. Mm-hmm. And their new recruit was a Black female Marine, which she didn't know that she, quote unquote, had the power to heal herself. And what kind of really spaced me out was that they combined themselves as a team, and they were being chased by a group of mercenaries, militias that tried to take them out. Mm-hmm. Crazy movie. If you're not really paying attention to the movie, you'll miss out and be like, "What just happened?"
So is the movie worth watching? Is it action all the way through it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
This is one of the ones you grab your popcorn, grab your big cup of drink, and you sit down and you can really enjoy this good movie.
Okay, Kristen.
Oh, hey. I kind of forgot what we were doing for a second. I didn't watch it. So I'll have to watch it this week.
Okay.
Please do, Kristen. It's a really good movie.
Pierre, what movie did you want to talk about?
It's an old classic movie. The movie Friday, starring Ice Cube and Chris Tucker. And I recently watched that one. That one is still funny as the first time when I watched it.
That's a classic. And it's hard to believe that movie is over 20 years old.
Oh, does that make me feel old? That makes me feel old.
It does. It's out there actually telling our age. So what good parts about the movie that it still resonates to you to this day?
I like when Craig tried to go get something to eat. And,
I think my favorite part in the movie was Ezel trying to get something to drink at the convenience store.
Yeah.
And then when Smokey was out there in the backyard taking a crap because he couldn't take one in home because Mama wouldn't open the door. And Greg's dad asked him, he said, "Can I use the bathroom?" He said, "You gonna do number 1 or number 2?" He said, "Number 2." He said, "The only one gonna take number 2 in this house is me." That was funny to me. And then when Ezel walked by, he was like, "Man," he said, "What you doing back there, Smokey?" He's like, "Man, get away from here." He said, "Don't tell nobody back there." I ain't gonna tell nobody nothing. As soon as he gets to the front yard, "Hey, y'all, Smokey back there taking a crap." Man, I just fell out. But I think the one part in that movie that still resonates to me to this day, and God bless his soul, Mr. Witherspoon. He's passed away from us.
Yeah. Shout out to John Witherspoon.
Yes, sir. And the part that got it still resonate with me to this day. His dad said, "Any man can hold a gun, but a real man uses these."
Oh
and
yeah.
he lives to fight another day. That still resonates with me to this day because anybody can pull a trigger, but a real man, I mean, I'm not gonna sit there and say I'm advocating for fighting, but at the same token, if you fight somebody, you still live to see another day. You might not understand. You might that person that you're fighting with might end up being your best friend one day. You might have a disagreement, but that person is still alive. So that was what resonated with me with Friday. What about you, Kristen?
That whole movie, like every one of the Fridays, they're classic, like you said. They're really lighthearted. They're really good movies. Movies are written different now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's a movie you sit down and you want to watch the whole thing. You know, and there's not really anything offensive in it that makes you have to turn it off or turn it down or anything. I wish movies like that would come back. I really do. And the dad in the movie is one of my favorite characters because he totally does make it. And he has that serious scene that it probably really spoke to a lot of people. So a good way to get a message in a really good lighthearted comedy.
Absolutely. Now, there's another movie that's getting ready to come out, and I hope we're gonna sit here and watch this clip, and then we'll discuss it when we get done. It's the new Batman movie that's coming out. So take a look.
There.
From your secret friend. Underneath the bridge. Who? Toppers from a leak. And the animals I've trapped. Haven't a clue. All become my pet. Let's play a game. Just me and you. Any of this mean anything to you?
You're becoming quite a celebrity. Why is he writing to you? If you are justice, please do not lie. What is the price for your blind arm?
The hell are you supposed to be? I'm vengeance.
You're part of this too.
How am I part of this?
You'll see.
Okay, that looks very, very, very interesting.
Robert Pattinson is Batman.
It looks like it.
See, this isn't fair. Like, Batman should be important as presidents. We need like a whole election to figure out who's going to be Batman the next time. Because I would not have picked Robert Pattinson.
I agree. We done went from Val Kilmer,
Kristen Bell.
who else? I mean,
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton. I mean, it's crazy.
It looks very interesting. I'm always been with DC, so I'm gonna check it out and see what it really looks like. Pierre, what's your opinion on it?
I just have to watch it. I seen Batman a long time ago, but don't remember any of them.
The last time I saw Batman was when Val Kilmer played. So if that says anything.
Yeah, that pretty much that. I think the last one I seen, I think it was Kristen Bell that played it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
That's the last one I watched, and the gadgets, man, that's what I kind of like, want to see, because someone told me that the new Batmobile is made by Ferrari.
Really?
Yeah. Interesting.
Oh man. My corrections, everybody. I said DC, but Batman was in the Justice League.
Tony had to come correct you, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
This is his area.
But there's before we close out this subject on movies and TVs, I wanted to talk about the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Hey, funny show. Good show.
It was a very, very funny show. But in that show, they had a lot of messages in that show. And there was a lot of different scenes on different situations of what happened in America at that time. And there's two episodes that I remember that really struck with me. The one where Carlton and Will was at the ATM machine and they was getting robbed. And Carlton, him being raised up as far as being rich, he didn't really understand the street life. So he didn't understand what was going on. Will, coming from Philadelphia, he knew what was up. He knew what was going on. And Carlton was sitting there talking, and Will seen the gun, and Carlton's talking, and the guy fires. Will steps in front and takes the bullet for his cousin. Well, Carlton was feeling so guilty about what happened, he goes out and get a gun himself. So the scene where I remember the most was when they was in the hospital and Will was laying in the bed, and Carlton had a gun. And Will told him to get him the gun. And Carlton was like, no, I'm going to use this for protection. And Will said, no, you owe me your life because I saved your life. We live in a time and age where we feel like we have to be armed just to be safe. That's the reality that we live in America. And then the other scene that it resonates with me is when Will's father finally came to see his son. And Will got happy. And his dad was leaving and Will wanted to go with him. But when his dad came in, he was talking to Aunt Viv, and he was telling her that he had to go, and can you relay the message to Will for him? And his Aunt Viv was telling him, no, why don't you tell Will yourself? So when Will came downstairs, ready to go, and his dad was gone, and he asked why he don't love me. I grew up without my dad. I finally seen my dad. I took the initiative on myself to go see my dad in my early 30s. The last time I seen my father, I was 9 years old. I talked to him maybe twice within that time frame. And it resonated with me because when I actually seen that scene, I don't remember exactly how old I was, but when I seen that scene hit me and it made me cry. And grown men are not supposed to cry, but I look at it like this: we're human too. We have emotions, we have feelings. And to see that, it made me feel like, why come my dad didn't love me? So when you see certain sitcoms or you see certain TV shows, they resonate. They make sense. But I just wanted to put that out there. What is your opinion on that?
Fresh Prince was one of the first kind of urban shows that really could pull everybody in and that really could address everything that had needed to be addressed at that point. I mean, you had a different world and things like that, but a lot of people watched Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So a lot of those social issues were finally getting to come out. And I think it'd be awesome if we could have more shows like that actually had a lot of meaning and substance to them. Because nowadays it's kind of like fluff writing, fluff TV, there's not much purpose to what's going on, but that had a purpose with it. It definitely did.
Pierre?
Yeah, I like watching the Fresh Prince and how they, was funny about getting those good messages across. Don't have a particular favorite episode, but yeah, most of them were pretty good. But really shocked me was when they switched the aunts on there.
Oh yeah, that was bad.
Okay, which one was your favorite Aunt Viv?
The first Aunt Viv.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first one.
I agree.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to do our closing arguments. So, X, I will give it to you first.
Closing arguments for today. Lawton, Fort Sill, America, we got to come together. There's a lot of things going on right now. We got the pandemic. We got Black Lives Matter. We just need to come together, be safe, not just for me, Pierre, Kristen, Neal, but be safe for everyone around you. Be vigilant where you at. Be mindful where you at. And just take care of each other and take care of yourself.
Okay. Kristen?
Be considerate of other people. You know, you never know what someone's going through. You never do. So just remember to be considerate. Like Xman said, be mindful. And let's just ban soccer and bring all the other sports back, okay? Let's do that.
She wants her baseball. Pierre?
Yeah, that's the thing right there. Just be kind, and always know that you need to potentially put on somebody else's shoes and see how it is, you know, because you never know what's going on or what they're going through. And like it's just with one word you could affect somebody's whole day, whether it's, you know, positive or negative. You know, you got the choice to keep it positive. So I would definitely do that.
Okay. And my closing argument is I need everybody out there to vote, regardless of who you vote for. It is very important that you get out there and register to vote. And also, too, Lawton, Fort Sill, and the community that surrounds us, the census. It is very important that you fill out the census. It takes less than 10 minutes, and we need that representation in Washington, and we need that representation in the state capitol. So fill out your census, and if you have not been registered to vote, please do register to vote and vote. You might not think that your vote counts, but it does count. And ladies and gentlemen, that is another edition of the Friday Five. Tune in with us next week when we will be discussing national news, music, community, movies, and our closing arguments. With that being said, I am Neal, and you, of course, introduce yourself, and we will close ourselves out.
Kristen, Rachelle with New Country 98.5.
DJ Xman with 97.9 Jams.
And Pierre The Don with Heart and Soul 93.7.
That's a Friday Five. We'll see y'all next week. Take care.
All right.
Peace.